Hello and welcome to tutorial 11 for GDTK stats. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at events and tokens. It's going to be a nice quick tutorial, so let's jump on in. We'll start by looking at the stats database and opening up the events list. We're going to create two new ones. The first one is going to be called New Turn, and events are very agnostic. You can raise them from anywhere you want and for any reason you want, and you can have them do things as well. You can have them raise a token heartbeat or set some stat modifiers. We've glanced over the token heartbeat in the past, and what this does is it sends a signal out to stats and effects to let them know that a heartbeat has happened. So there are two types of heartbeat: the token heartbeat, which has to be manually raised, and the normal heartbeat, which is raised every frame. And you can set lifetimes based on either seconds or tokens. And that's what we're going to do with some of this. So we're going to raise token heartbeat, and we're going to raise one token. Actually, you know what? Let's raise half a token. Yeah. And then we're going to add another event, and we're going to call this long rest. And on this one, we're going to make it as if we had just leveled up. So we're going to say health, add health max, stamina, add stamina max, and mana, we'll add mana max. So we've got these two different events that we can raise at any point. Now let's go into our status effects and select burn. As you can see, burn expires after seconds of 5, and its modifier applies recurring over seconds with a lifespan of 5. We're going to change this applies to recurring over turns, and we're going to change the expires to after tokens. So now this status effect will stay on us until 5 manual heartbeat tokens have been raised, and it will not damage us except for when tokens are raised. So the last thing that we're going to need to do to get this working is we're going to go into our canvas and we're going to add a couple of buttons. And we'll set this to be in the top right. Give it a width of 220, I think. And let's go ahead and set this to be new turn will be the text. We'll set that to 20-point font size. And we'll rename this to BTN new turn. We'll duplicate that, rename that one to BTN long rest, and set the text for that as well so we know what we're looking at. And just go ahead and move this guy down a little bit. There we go. So the last thing we need is a way to trigger this. So there is a component, and we're going to add that to the canvas, and that is called stat event trigger. So not only can it receive a trigger, it can send one out as well. So we're going to get this from the registry of player, and we don't have to respond to anything, but let's go ahead. We're going to do, when we do a long rest, we're going to go ahead and make this saw trap inactive. Okay. Now we can go back to our buttons and we can do on click and drag in canvas and select stat event trigger, raise event. And so this first one is new turn, so we're going to set the ID as new turn. And then the same for long rest, we'll drag in the canvas, stat event trigger, raise event, long rest. That's going to complete everything we need. Let's hop in and have a look. So we'll come in here, stand in the fire, and take some damage. Now this is still giving us damage in real time because we have the damage dealer wrecked. And let's go ahead and look this way and hit long rest. We're filled up. Okay, this guy hasn't disappeared. We'll have to look into why that is. But we will go ahead and do new turn. So now we're down to 4. And remember, we have this set to do whole numbers only with no decimals. So we're doing 0.5 each one. And you can see our health is going down as I click, as is the remaining life of this effect. And now the effect is gone because it has run through its turn. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what's going on with this canvas guy right here. Ah, I set it to be active, not disactive. Alright, let's do another long rest. There we go, now it's disappeared. That is the end of tutorial 11. We've only got one more to go in our initial tutorial set, which is going to cover saving and loading as well as respawning. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.